The Orleans Firebirds look for redemption in game number 2 of the doubleheader at Eldridge Park as the Firebirds drop game 1 2-0 to the Harwich Mariners in Orleans, Massachusetts. We welcome you back to Miss Eldridge alongside Thomas Cinzarella. I'm Josh White. Thomas, things did not go the way for the Orleans Firebirds. That first game, 45 minutes later, they flush everything out and get ready for game number 2.
Yeah, they can try to get back into things here and just split this doubleheader. It's always easier, though, if you do win game 1, a little less pressure in game number 2. And Firebirds' doubleheaders so far this year. They swept Wareham here and then split 1 and Bourne after winning game 1. Still a little work left to do, but Polish was fantastic on the mound and no-hit the Birds through 7 innings of complete baseball. But again, a couple, lucky drops for the Mariners there, or hits that were just not there.
So Jared Schuster, the southpaw from Wake Forest, an East Division All-Star, winds and fires. First pitch, fastball drifts outside for ball 1. We are underway at 6:32 p.m. Sunny skies in Orleans, Massachusetts. A nice 69 degrees. Winds blowing out of the northeast at 4 miles an hour. 1-0. Bunt shown. Pulled back on the fastball that catches the outside corner. It's 1-1. For Jared Schuster, it's his 6th start of the summer. He's 2-0 with a 0.78 ERA. 6'3" southpaw. Rocks and fires the 1-1. Fastball cut on and missed. It's 1-2. Schuster, one of 3 East Division All-Stars this summer for the Orleans Firebirds. Pitched a scoreless frame Sunday at Eldridge Park. Marshak, center fielder, back in. The 1-2 home. Breaking ball cut on and missed. Strike 3. Sharp slider from Jared Schuster had Marshak guessing for the first out of the ball game.
And if you're Kelly Nicholson and you want a ball game to win, you send Jared Schuster on. The mound shows it right there in that pitch sequence against Marshak. Going to lead off this ball game and gets Marshak looking silly out there.
It's now Chris Gowan, the batter. First pitch home. Fastball check swing from Gowan pops out of play for strike 1. Firebirds defensive alignment for game 2 of this doubleheader. Max Triani, Jacob Hurtubise, and Zach Britton comprise the outfield. Eddie McCabe at third, Tanner Murray the shortstop, Shea Whitcomb at second, Trevin Esquera at first, and Rob Emery, the battery mate to Jared Schuster. 0-1 breaking ball skips in there for a strike. It's 0-2. So Schuster looking to fan the first 2 at Eldridge Park. The 0-2. Fastball cut on a miss, strike 3. Jared Schuster pumps the heat past Chris Gowan, and there's 2 away.
And there it is once again, Jared Schuster. Seeing from that Firebirds dugout out in the bullpen, see what Jacob Polish did. He said, I can do that as well. Strikes out the first 2 Mariners hitter. He is on a cue right now and really pounding the zone.
So now Christian Fedko, second baseman from UConn, will dig in. Fedko had 2 of the 6 hits for Harwich in game 1. First pitch, skied right side of the infield. First baseman Esquera's right there. Drifts to his right, camps under it, makes the one-handed grab, and the side is retired. So how about a dominant 1-2-3 inning for Jared Schuster? He fans a couple, and after a half inning, Firebirds and the Mariners scoreless. Well, the home half goes to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Harwich and Orleans scoreless as we head to the bottom of the first in Orleans, Massachusetts. And game 2 of this doubleheader after a no-hitter for Jacob Polish. Jordan Butler, the southpaw from Florida, will toe the rubber for the Harwich Mariners. It's just Butler's 4th appearance, 3rd start of the summer. He's 1-0 with a 2.25 ERA. Last pitch 9 days ago against the YD Red Sox. Went 6 innings of 1-run baseball. Gave up 7 hits, walked 2, and struck out 4. So a slightly different lineup for the Orleans Firebirds in Game 2 of the doubleheader. Jacob Hurtubise, the center fielder from Army, will lead things off. And Hurtubise is a former Harwich Mariner. Hurtubise steps in from the left side. Butler winds and fires, first pitch home. Fastball check swing from Hurtubise is laid off upstairs for ball 1. Hurtubise hitting .233 this summer. Came in the 7th inning as a defensive replacement in the first game. 1-0. Fastball right down the chute. It's 1-1. Hurtubise last played for the Firebirds 5 days ago. It's been hard to get into a rhythm for anyone with all the rainouts. And now a doubleheader. 1-1. Breaking ball fools Hurtubise, and it's 1-2.
And we talked about Seminaris. You know, hadn't pitched since July 9th. Gets the starting game 1. A little different type of things, and doubleheaders are going to throw loops for you as well, especially another one coming up on Saturday.
Hurtubise just 2 for 13 in his Harwich career. The 1-2 from Butler. Fastball smoked to the left side. Backhanded by the third baseman Cavadas. He'll throw to first, scooped out of the dirt by Lanzilli in time. Sharp defensive play by Chris Lanzilli at first base, bailing out Nico Cavadas, and there's one away.
Well, Cavadas knowing Hurtubise real well again. As you mentioned, teammates back in Harwich earlier this season. He knows how fast Hurtubise can run down that first base line, and Cavadas did all he could to try to fire a bullet down there. And quickly over there, but Lanzilli with a nice pick out of the dirt.
So now Zach Britton digs in, first pitch. Breaking ball skips in low for ball 1. No score between Harwich and Orleans with 1 away in the last of the first. Just like many of the Firebirds, Zach Britton 0 for 2 in that first game of the doubleheader. 6'2" slugger back in for the left side, the 1-0. Fastball taken on the outside corner, it's 1-1. Britton has been a force to be reckoned with. Had a 6-game hit streak snapped in the first game of the doubleheader. Butler a deep breath. Here's the 1-1 home. Fastball runs low and in. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Now everyone knows the story about Max Troiani leading the Firebirds in average. Shea Whitcomb leads the squad in home runs, but Zach Britton leads the way with runs batted in. He's got 16. 2-1. Fastball paints the outside edge. It's 2-2. And he has struggled at times against left-handed pitching, just 3 for 21 against southpaws. Batting .340 the other way. Here's the 2-2 from Butler. Fastball chopped to the first base side. First baseman Lanzilli reads it on a hump, shuffles to the bag in time, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, Lanzilli playing a solid first base down there so far. Just 2 hitters in, has some action down there. Able to read the hop correctly and glove it and step on the bag himself.
So now Max Troiani, who broke his 17-game on-base streak in the first game, will dig in. Troiani entered the day first in the Cape and average at .364. Has fallen down to 3rd, but still hitting a hot .353. First pitch, heater taken outside for ball 1. Let's give you the Harwich defensive alignment, the outfield from left to right. Galland, Marashak, and Weimer. 1-0 from the southpaw Butler. Fastball fouled back to the netting. It's 1-1. The infield for the Mariners tonight, Nico Cavadas at 3rd, Hal Hughes at short, Christian Fedko, the second baseman, Lanzilli at first, and Michael Rothenberg, the battery mate to Jordan Butler. 1-1. Breaking ball swung over the top of, and it's 1-2. No score with 2 away in the bottom of the first. We saw a pitcher's duel in game 1 of the doubleheader. 7 no-hit innings by Jacob Polish. Then the Firebirds held up their end of the bargain. Just nothing on the offensive side. 1-2, fastball skied back out of play, and we'll do it again.
Yeah, Polish was just hard to beat, and this is Troiani's at bat right now. We've seen him work over the last 2-3 weeks or so since he's changed his approach at the plate here on Cape Cod and fouling off tough pitches after a tough pitch.
Has cut down on the strikeouts. The 1-2 from Butler. Fastball launched into right field. Weimer ranging over. He'll just watch this one dribble down in foul ground, and we'll do it again.
So a guy like Polish has had his stuff working last game from that hard slider, changeup, curveball, and fastball mix. So we saw Polish dominating game 1, and Butler trying to do much of the same.
Pitched against the Firebirds earlier this summer, threw an inning out of the pen, gave up 1 run on 1 hit. Here's the 1-2 from the southpaw. Breaking ball flutters in low. It's 2-2. That's what Trani has done this summer. Entered the day first in the league in OBP as well, above the 450 mark. 2-2. Fastball fouled back once again, and the count stays at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And the story just continues to get better for Troiani. Not only did he stick around after the 2 weeks he was expected to leave, made the All-Star game and had an RBI base knock. 2-2. Fastball hard chop to the left side, backhanded by the shortstop Hughes. Throw on the run, not in time. What else but an infield single by the singles machine. Max Trani another base knock, and the Birds have their first hit of the day.
Yeah, first hit in 7 2/3 innings, and I would have thought in that 7th inning, Max Trani, of course, it was up in that last half inning. I said, maybe he'll be the guy that gets a base hit, but we had two extra outs here in this ball game, and he delivers an infield single.
So we were given a request to change the singles machine to the hit god. It has now been done. So the hit god on first base, first pitch to Shea Whitcomb. Fastball on the outside corner for strike 1. It's another hit for Max Troiani. His 37th of the summer, 36 of them have been singles. Shea Whitcomb, second baseman from UC San Diego from the right side, 0-1. Raker stays upstairs, it's 1-1. So after going 7 2/3 without a hit, the Firebirds have one in this doubleheader. Orleans looking to strike first in a scoreless ball game with a runner on first base and 2 away. Butler southpaw set third base side, 1-1. Fastball skied down the right side and out of play, and it's 1-2. Whitcomb has come on late for the Orleans Firebirds, batting .355 over the last 10 games. And he's liked hitting at home as well, above the .350 mark at Eldridge Park. Trani aboard at first, the 1-2 home. Breaking ball hit out to shallow left field. Shortstop Hughes going out. Weimer, the center fielder, coming in. Rather, Marashek, he'll make the grab. And the side is retired. So Max Trani a 2-out single, but the Birds are unable to score. Orleans scores no runs on 1 hit, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. After an inning at Eldridge Park, nothing doing between the Mariners and the Firebirds. Let's send it over to Scotty Ganger as a special guest with him. Scotty?
Hey guys, thank you. Here with Lori Meads, and the entire really Siemens Bank family. It's Siemens Bank night at Eldridge Park. Welcome in.
Thank you. We're really excited to be here. It's a great night, and it's better than it was yesterday.
It really is. Yesterday, of course, it was raining and all that. Today, it's fantastic. You guys are handing out these really cool Siemens Bank Orleans Firebirds wristbands. They've got the pails and everything. Are you guys having fun here today?
We're having a lot of fun. We're bringing water, we're bringing pails and shovels, the wristbands, just trying to get everybody in the spirit, and we're so happy to be here.
I think the coolest part for me is seeing how, like companies and groups like you guys are just so love to give back to the town of Orleans and teams like the Firebirds. How important is that for you guys?
It's very important. These are all our customers. These are our business owners. This is everybody that we support. So it's important to give back, and we love to support all the teams on the Cape Cod Baseball League.
I know all the employees, all the volunteers, you're all out here. How cool is that for you guys to share this day together?
It's great. It creates camaraderie. We all get to hang out together. Maybe later we go get some pizza or hang out, but it's all about being together.
What's your favorite part about being at the game, watching the Birds play ball?
I just think it's cool to admire all these people from all these different walks of life and why they're here and why they're in this league and everything that they represent.
It really is special to be here, and it's special to have you guys here. Thank you so much for the time, and thanks for hanging out.
Great.
Guys, we'll send it back to you.
Well, thank you, Scotty. Top of the second at Eldridge Park. Firebirds and Mariners scoreless. And Jared Schuster, the southpaw from Wake Forest, heads back out for Orleans. Joey Weimer, tall right-hander from Cincinnati, digs in. First pitch, big hack and a miss for strike 1. Schuster retired the Mariners in order in the first, including striking out the first 2. Weimer at 6'4", 190 pounds, 0-1. Breaking ball bounces in low, it's 1-1. It'll be 4, 5, and 6 for the Mariners, with Cavadas and Lanzilli to follow. Weimer, one of 9 All-Stars for the Harwich Mariners this summer. Originally from Temperance, Michigan. 1-1 from Schuster. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's 1-2. And as good as Weimer is at the plate, as good as he's in the field, his best attribute might be the hair. Long gold locks flowing out of the red helmet. 1-2, breaking ball just misses off the dish. It's 2-2.
Well, if you got a good flow, that just makes your game a little bit better, I feel like.
You're automatically better just with that. 2-2, fastball fouled back to the netting, and we'll do it again.
Gives you that ball player type of look. You got Dansby Swanson with the flow.
Now, as good as Weimer's been this summer, and he's hovering around the 300 mark, he's just 1 for 13 against the Orleans Firebirds. 2-2. Breaking ball skips in low, and the count runs full. So the first 2-ball and now 3-ball count for Jared Schuster this evening. Home plate umpire John Basso hustling behind the dish. Basso calling balls in strikes. John Kusiak at first and Russ Chapman at third. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball popped behind the dish. Rob Emery, the catcher, sheds the mask, goes towards the first base side, runs in front of the brick behind the dish and makes the grab for the first out of the frame.
Well, it's funny when he tossed the mask there. Tossed it right around where home plate umpire was John Basso was running towards. So Emery literally tossed it right at his feet.
So now Nico Cavadas shifted over to third base in game 2 of the doubleheader. We'll dig in. Cavadas 1 for 3 with an RBI. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. That's a home run hack from Nico Cavadas, and he's done that quite often this summer. 8 home runs, that leads the Cape. 0-1 from the southpaw. Changeup catch to the outside corner, it's 0-2. Nothing doing between Harwich and Orleans with 1 away in the top of the second inning. Cavadas, the 6'2", hulking lefty back in, the 0-2. Breaking ball, cut on and miss, strike 3. Make it 3 strikeouts for Jared Schuster. He's retired the first 5, and there's 2 away.
And all his strikeouts so far have been swinging, and that one was just back-to-back changeups. And Cavadas just swung right over both of them. So Cavadas did have the RBI single last game, but he's now struck out 3. That was 4 times at the plate so far in this doubleheader.
So now Chris Lanzilli, Jared Schuster's college teammate, digs in. First pitch, fastball dots the inside corner for strike 1. A battle of 2 Wake Forest Demon Deacons. Lanzilli starting at first base in game 2 of the doubleheader, just batting $175 this summer. 0-1 from Schuster. Breaking ball swung over the top of it's 0-2. And you gotta think the advantage goes to Schuster in this matchup, seeing Lanzilli all year long at the dish. Sporting the stirrups on the right side, Schuster winds and fires. 0-2. Fastball chopped back to the mound, over the head of Schuster in no man's land. Shortstop Murray comes in, bare hands it to first, not in time. An infield single for Chris Lanzilli. It's the first hit of the second game for the Mariners. They've got a runner on second.
A really
runner
good
on first with 2 away.
Really good effort by Tanner Murray on a high chopper over Schuster's head. Schuster's tall on the hill, but he couldn't even get the ball. And then Murray had to throw on the run, and he thought he had him. He started running back towards the dugout because he's already going in that direction with all his momentum.
It's now a chance for Michael Ludwig. And look at this, another Wake Forest Demon Deacon. First pitch taken in there for strike 1. Ludwig, the DH for Steve Englert's club in game 2. Batting .263 this summer. Schuster out of the stretch, first time tonight. 0-1. Fastball bounced low, blocked down by Emery. It's 1-1. So you have a Wake Forest Demon Deacon on the mound, a Wake Forest Demon Deacon aboard at first, and a Wake Forest Demon Deacon in for the left side. Ludwig on a 5-game hit streak, batting .368 over that stretch. Here's the 1-1. Fastball paints the outside corner. It's 1-2. Schuster continues to deal on the mound, just serving up that weak infield single. Other than that, this summer, opponents batting $130. He's ahead of his college team at 1-2. The pitch, breaking ball bounced low. Emery blocks it down in the right-handed batter's box, and the count's now 2-2.
We see Rob Emery going back to game 1 of this doubleheader, really be a wall behind the dish, and continues it here in game number 2.
So a runner on first with 2 down in the top of the second. Orleans and Harwich still scoreless. Schuster looking for bragging rights over his college teammate Michael Ludwig. Rising junior from Ashburn, Virginia, steps back in for the left side. Schuster set. He's going to toss over to first base. And Lanzilli is back in. For Jared Schuster, this has been a major turnaround since his spring at Wake Forest. That ERA under 1 after an ERA in the mid-6s. The 2-2. Fastball flared behind the mound into center field for a base hit. Lanzilli takes the turnaround at second, help put the brakes on. Back-to-back hits by Jared Schuster's college teammates, and there's 2 on with 2 away.
And they haven't really hard hit either. You mentioned the chopper, and this one is just a weak ball that just gets out of the infield. You know, Tyler Henry, the broadcaster for Harwich, mentioned about polish, and how, you know, he's been pitching like this the whole year. This is the way Schuster's been pitching. But really, it's just been a couple of lucky breaks for the opposition. Just found their way onto the outfield.
So now Michael Rothenberg, another member of the ACC, will dig in from the right side. 6'3", 210-pound catcher, originally from Boca Raton, Florida. Schuster set, first pitch home. Fastball flared into right field. That gets down for a base hit. Lanzilli takes the turnaround third. The throw to the plate from Britton offline and not in time as Michael Rothenberg delivers an RBI single. Michael Ludwig goes first to third, and the Mariners are on the board. It's 1-0.
Well, again, just 2 lucky hits, and then a real base knock by Michael Rothenberg drives in a run. And Lanzilli chugging around all the way from second into home. He knew he was going to score on that play. It was a hard-hit ball throw just a little bit up the first base side, but would have been a tough throw anyway, with Lanzilli getting a jump and knowing right away where he was going.
So Schuster retired the first 5. Gave up an infield dribbler for a hit, then a flare the other way to Michael Ludwig, and now Rothenberg delivers an RBI base knock. Hal Hughes, the shortstop from LSU, will take his first licks of the evening. Runners on corners with 2 away. First pitch, fastball skied into left field. The shortstop Murray going out. Slide by the left fielder Troiani. Did he make the catch? Yes, he did. Max Troiani comes to the rescue, lays out and makes the grab, and the side is retired. Max Troiani doing it all, and the Firebirds hold the Mariners to 1 run on 3 hits. No errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After an inning and a half, it's Harwich 1 and Orleans 0. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. The 0-2. Fastball smacked the other way into deep right field. Mosley ranging back, turned around, leaps, makes the grab in front of the fence. Tagging from third base is Eddie McCabe. He'll score without a throw, and it's 1-0 in favor of the Orleans Firebirds on a sac fly by Zach Daniels. 0-2. Fastball dots the inside corner, taken for strike 3. 90 miles an hour on the gun. Freezes Ian Fair, and the side is retired.
Uskemp set, looks back towards second, kicks and fires. The 1-0 pitch is hit high. They're out towards left field. Backtracking is Halver looking up. This ball is way out of here. Zach Daniels, a 2-run blast. That one might have hit it into the water just down there. That's so far. We'll have to get a tape measure on that one.
Third baseman out of FAU. Runner going. First pitch. Fastball taken inside corner. Throw down from Avidia in time. Trevor Halver tried swiping second. Avidia throws a strike on the money, and the side is retired. Here's the pitch. Fastball hit squarely back up the middle. Past the dive of the shortstop, Jordan Westberg, into center field for a base hit. Wild pitch comes back to haunt Hyannis. McCabe touches the plate, and the Firebirds have an insurance run. It's 4-2 in the ninth. 0-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. 96 on the radar gun from Connor Pellerin. 2-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Connor Pellerin fans the last 2 Harbor Hawks, and the ball game is over. Welcome back to Eldridge Park. The Harwich Mariners lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0 as we head to the last of the second inning. But what a catch by Max Troiani to keep the damage at just 1.
Yeah, made an incredible catch out there, and he knew right off the bat that was going to drop, but tried said, "Not so fast, my friend," and dives in there. Kicks up a piece of turf out there as well, making a divot out there. Makes a nice catch and saves a run.
Jordan Butler, southpaw from Florida, back out there for the Harwich Mariners. His first pitch to Trevin Esquerra to kick off the second inning. Fastball ripped out and missed for strike one. 1-0 in favor of Harwich in the last of the second at Eldridge Park. It's 5, 6, and 7 for Orleans. Esquerra, Emery, and Murray. Esquerra switch hitting first baseman, batting from the right side. Hitting .242 this summer. Butler winds and fires the 0-1. Breaking ball taken low. It's 1-1. Now Esquerra in the first game of the doubleheader went 0 for 3, including a strikeout. The 1-1 from the southpaw. Fastball backs up Esquerra. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Esquerra out of Loyola Marymount, just playing in his 13th game for the Firebirds this summer. All West Coast second team selection. Batted .322 in the spring. 2-1. Fastball cut on and missed. It's 2-2. Now, not only is Esquerra a switch hitter at the dish, also ambidextrous in the field. Can throw with the left hand, can throw with the right. Gives him some more versatility around the diamond. Butler rocks and fires 2-2. Breaking ball hit hard to the left side, right at the third baseman. Cavadas fields it at the chest, bullet on to first for the first out of the frame.
Well, that one took a wicked hop on Cavadas at third, hit the lip and just almost ate him up, but makes a quick reaction over there at third. Fields it at the letters and then gets himself together and retires Esquerra at first with a strong throw.
It's now Rob Emery, the catcher from San Francisco, will dig in. And how rare do you see this? A catcher playing both games of the doubleheader. First pitch from Butler. Breaking ball drops it on the outside corner for strike one. Harwich 1, Orleans nothing. 1 away in the bottom half of the second inning. Emery flew out to end that first game of the doubleheader. 0-1. Fastball punched back and out of play. It's 0-2. So Emery an 0 for 3 day in the first game of the doubleheader. But it's heating up over the last 10. 0-2. Fastball flown out to right field. Right fielder Weimer ranging towards the line. Backpedaling towards the fence. Makes the grab in fair ground for the second out of the inning.
Yeah, casual fly down. Fly ball down there in the right field corner by Weimer, but the wind's not blowing out as much as it was earlier in the ball game. If it was blowing out maybe a little bit more, ball had a chance to get out because that was right at the 314 sign. That ball carries an extra 5 yards. That one's out of here.
It's now Tanner Murray, shortstop from UC Davis, will dig in. Murray starting to trend downward just a little bit, 0 for his last 16. Butler a deep breath, first pitch home. Fastball right down the chute for strike one. So for Murray, it's now been 10 days since his last hit. That came at Katuitt on July 14th. 2 down in the bottom of the second with the Mariners leading the Firebirds 1-0. Butler out of the winds up the 0-1. Fastball upstairs. It's 1-1. Murray hitting in the 7th spot in game 2 of the doubleheader. Hit there in the first game as well. Starting shortstop for the Orleans Firebirds. Playing in his 27th game. 1-1. Fastball hit hard to the left side. Backhanded by the third baseman Cavadas. He made the grab on a line. Nico Cavadas playing third instead of first. Still up to the task defensively. And this side is retired. Firebirds go down in order here in the second. And after 2 innings, it's Harwich 1, Orleans nothing. Let's send it over to Scotty Gaines. Scotty?
Oh, you know it's that time. Normally when you see Jesse Frazier's beautiful face, it means the land ho, as you can see on our little tarp. But now we're talking about the knack. Jesse, you were just telling me how much you love the knack.
Yes, great burgers, great, what's the word I'm thinking of here?
Onion rings.
Smoothies, onion rings.
Smoothies?
Not smoothies, fraps, that's the word I was thinking of. They got everything.
You thought of wraps instead of smoothies?
Fraps.
They have frappuccinos?
Scotty, you're killing me. Killing me, Scotty. But no, the Knack's a great place. Great burgers, great atmosphere, great everything.
It really is fantastic. Jesse is extra fantastic. The Knack is great. Jesse's better, but the Knack is in Orleans. If you're coming to Orleans, or if you are in Orleans watching, make your way out to the Knack. If you're going to the Knack after the game, which you might be, what's the order for Jesse Frazier?
Ooh, the avocado burger, definitely. That's the move with some onion rings, for sure.
Are you getting a milkshake or a frap, like you said?
Vanilla milkshake, for sure. Yep.
I had a vanilla milkshake, too, and it was fantastic. Actually, I had a vanilla milkshake with Max Troiani, who just made that fantastic catch out there. and we enjoyed a meal at the Knack. Tomorrow it's going to be with Matthew Troop, so Max's Bird Bites is going to come out tomorrow, and then Matthew Troop, we're going to sit down and chat with him tomorrow. Are you excited to watch Max Troiani talk about his life?
I mean, he's a great baseball player. I mean, I'd love to hear what his backstory is. So.
You and I have got to go one day.
Let's do it.
Oh
Sign
my,
me up.
okay.
It's a date. It's a date, Scott.
It's a date. Are you kidding me? I got a date on air with. Come on now, give me some. Let's go. Let's go. Hey guys, we'll send it back to you.
Well, I just enjoyed a delicious double avocado burger myself as we'll head to the top of the third at Eldridge Park. The Harwich Mariners lead the Orleans Firebirds 1-0. Jared Schuster back out on the bump for Orleans. First pitch to Hal Hughes. Fastball square to the right side. First baseman Trevin Esquera drifting in foul ground makes the grab with the backhand for the first out of the inning.
And that's one way to be efficient. One pitch, one out from Jared Schuster. If he wants to try to stay in this ball game longer, a couple of these Harwich hitters have been helping him out.
Rather, Max Marshak flying out for the first inning. Now Chris Gowland, the batter for the Mariners. First pitch, fastball taken on the outside corner for strike one. It'll be Gowland and Fedko to follow in this inning, with the Firebirds trailing the Mariners 1-0. 0-1 from the southpaw Schuster. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. And when Schuster has his breaking ball on like that, he's practically untouchable. Southpaw from Wake Forest, already with 3 strikeouts tonight. 0-2. Breaking ball bounces in low. It's 1-2. Gowland struck out swinging his first time up. One of 3 strikeout victims for Jared Schuster tonight. Left fielder from Boston College chokes up on the bat. The 1-2. Fastball just got a piece of it off the end of the bat, and we'll do it again. So Gowland takes the walk around the right-handed batter's box, unstraps the white batting gloves, and digs back in. See the Harwich Mariners, every single player sports the high socks or the stirrups. 1-2. Fastball crushed deep left field. Left fielder Triani ranging back, looking up. This ball's over the scoreboard. This ball is gone. A solo home run off the bat of Chris Gowland, his first of the summer, making a 2-0 Mariners lead.
Well, the last time Chris Gowland hit a home run against the Firebirds, it was a walk-off home run at White House Field about a week into the season. This one towards the latter part of the season, and, well, disposes this one over the wall in left field, and it gives the Mariners a 2-0 lead.
The Firebirds, who give up the fewest home runs on the Cape, that's just the 11th they've surrendered through the first 34 games. And the Harwich Mariners, they hit the second fewest. First pitch to Christian Fedko, hit hard on the ground to the left side. Bobbled by the third baseman McCabe, throw to first, offline. Fedko beats it out. And back-to-back base runners getting on for the Harwich Mariners here in the third. So they scored an E5 against Eddie McCabe, allowing Fedko to reach base. And now a chance for Joey Weimer. Weimer from the right fielder from Cincinnati, 0 for 1 tonight. Jared Schuster got to get back in motion, figure things out. First pitch, fastball cut on and missed for strike one. So the Firebirds trail 2-0 in the top of the third at Eldridge Park. Runner on first with 1 away. Schuster stares in for the sign. Now the southpaw set, third base side of the rubber. 0-1. Breaking ball drops in low. It's 1-1. So we saw Chris Gowland just hit his first home run of the summer. Joey Weimer has one to his own right. 1-1. Breaking ball chased out of the zone. It's 1-2. You knew at one point Jared Schuster would have to be human. Now he's still only given up 2 runs in the first few innings. 1-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball beats Weimer. Skies this one down the right side and out of play. And we'll do it again. So Weimer takes a deep breath. 6'4", 215-pound. Rail thin right fielder back in. 1-2. Fastball on the inside corner. Ring him up. Strike 3. Hard heater from Schuster. Dotted the inside part of the plate. It's Schuster's 4th K, and there's 2 down.
Yeah, Schuster continues to rack up the strikeouts, as I mentioned before. You have to throw him with a home run and error. And I'll have to see if Schuster was composed on the mound, and for sure was. Fires back and strikes out Weimer looking.
First pitch to Nico Cavadas. Breaking ball stays upstairs for ball 1. Cavadas, a home run hitter through and through. Has 8 home runs, which is tied for the Cape lead now. TJ Coletta Brewster hit one out tonight to tie Cavadas at the top. 1-1, fastball up and in, ties up Cavadas. It's 1-1. So Cavadas playing third base in game 2 of the doubleheader. Struck out swinging his first time around. Schuster working with a purpose, the 1-1 home. Breaking ball ties up Cavadas, runner going to second. Throw down from Emery. Fedko's a dead duck. He didn't get a good jump and a good read off the dirt ball. That goes down as a 2-6 caught stealing, and the side is retired. But the Harwich Mariners tack on another run on the first home run of the summer by Chris Gowland. Harwich scores 1 run on 1 hit, 1 error, and they leave nobody left on base. After 2.5, Mariners lead the Firebirds 2-0. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
Hey, welcome back here into Eldridge Park. Scotty Gange alongside Orleans manager Kelly Nicholson. Coach, first time since 2004 there's been an all-star game here at Eldridge. How cool is that?
Yeah, it's cool. I think it's a great, obviously I think it's the best venue on the Cape, and if you're going to have an all-star game on the Cape, I don't think you can pick a better place than Eldridge.
Mm-hmm. You said it, you know, it's all the best players on the Cape are out here today. To be kind of a guy watching them warm up and do all that thing and work with all these great players today, how much fun are you having?
Yeah, it's fun. We just talked, you know, it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
It's already been a long day and the game hasn't started, but it's fun. It's nice to have these guys from Chatham and Brewster and Whiting and Harwich on our side.
Yeah.
Because there's obviously some very good players, and it's going to be fun watching them play tonight.
I know for me, you know, seeing a lot of the guys from the other teams, I've kind of been surprised by how personable all these guys are, that guys that are kind of just faces to us. What have you been surprised about today?
I don't think there's been any real surprises other than it's hot, man. It's just
You're
hot.
telling me.
God dang it.
Firebirds trail the Mariners 2-0 as we head to the last of the third inning. First pitch from Jordan Butler to Eddie McCabe. Fastball cut on and missed for strike 1. It'll be 8-9-1 for the Firebirds. Josh Zamora and Jacob Hurtubise to follow. Southpaw Butler nods the cap, wheels and fires the 0-1. Fastball fouled back. It's 0-2. Mariners got on the board with an RBI single back in the second inning by Michael Rothenberg. And then in the top half of this frame, Chris Gowland, his first home run of the summer. The 0-2. Fastball fouled out of play once again by McCabe, and the count stays at no balls and 2 strikes. Now Eddie McCabe has reached base in 13 straight ball games now. The 0-2 from Butler. Breaking ball flutters low, and the count's 1-2. McCabe continues to climb the charts in average up to the 280 mark. For the last 13 games, he's batting .350 to raise that average. 1-2. Breaking ball, McCabe gets a piece. We'll do it again.
Well, good job there by McCabe. That's a tough pitch to even make contact with. And just gets a piece of it to stay alive and see another pitch.
So McCabe battling against Butler. 1-2 from the southpaw. Fastball above the letters. It's 2-2. Saw the Firebirds struggle offensively in game 1 of the doubleheader, getting no hit. They have just 1 hit in game 2. 2-2. Fastball up in the zone. Hit out of play by McCabe. We'll do it again. Mariners 2, Firebirds 0. Bottom of the third at Eldridge Park. Game number 34 of the summer for the Orleans Firebirds. Here's pitch number 8 of the AB. 2-2, flared into straightaway center for a base knock. Right on cue, Eddie McCabe wins the battle, and the Birds have their second base knock of the night.
Well, this is what Eddie McCabe looked like on Monday night against Hyannis, going 3 for 3. A well-worked AB, works a couple pitches, sees a lot of balls, and then just great hitting there by McCabe. Pitch on the outside corner, and just gets enough barrel to muscle it out towards center field on a hard line drive.
So now Josh Zamora will dig in. DH from Nevada, just 1 for his last 17. Southpaw Butler set. Zamora the tying run at the plate. First pitch. Fastball up in the zone, taken for ball 1. Now, despite the struggles at the plate for Zamora, he has had his way against left-handed pitching. Bats .261. Both of his home runs this summer coming off southpaws. Both have come at Eldridge Park. McCabe aboard at first, and now Zamora calls time. Runner on first with nobody down, 1-0. Breaking ball drops on the inside corner. It's 1-1. So Zamora just batting $150, making his 22nd start. Second team All Mountain West Conference. 1-1. Breaking ball misses low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So chance for the Firebirds to pick up their first run of the night. They were scoreless in that first game. They're scoreless here in the second game. It's Harwich 2, Orleans nothing in the last of the third. 2-1. Fastball skied out to left field. Left fielder Galland ranging back. He's at the warning track looking up, and this ball is gone. Talk about a way to break out of a slump. A 2-run blast for Josh Zamora. He ends his 1-for-17 skid, and the Birds are tied with the Mariners. It's 2-2 in the third.
And that was huge for Josh Zamora and this Firebirds team. Again, only 7-inning ball games. And in these ball games, a little bit of saying this half inning, the Firebirds need at least one here and cut it back to a 1-run ball game, because 2 runs may not seem a lot in a 9-inning ball game, but in a 7-inning ball game in the third, that's a lot. And Josh Zamora, one swing of the bat, ties it right back up. It's a 0-0 ball game again.
A brand new ball game at Eldridge Park on the 3rd home run of the summer by Josh Zamora. Jacob Hurtubise digs in for the second time. First pitch. Fastball tails outside for ball 1. So Zamora continues to hit left-handed pitching. All 3 of his home runs have come off southpaws now. 1-0. Fastball sent down the left side and out of play. It's 1-1. So 2 good ABs by the Firebirds in this frame. Eddie McCabe drew 8 pitches and hit a single back up the middle. And now Josh Zamora sends one over the left field fence. 1-1 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball to Jacob Hurtubise, catches the inside corner. It's 1-2.
It means a lot as well because, again, this is a team that was no-hit in game number 1. They just see a run get on the board here. It's going to give them a lot of confidence throughout the rest of this game.
1-2. Breaking ball fisted off the end of the bat by Hurtubise. That's going to drop down for a base hit. 3 consecutive Firebirds get on, and Hurtubise is aboard at first. He represents the go-ahead run.
It's almost like that old analogy. Once you see one ball go in, they all start going in, and it's kind of like the Firebirds here. When you don't see a lot of success in almost 8 innings without a base hit or a run or anything, and then you just see a couple base knocks, and then you finally see a run get on the board, and especially a home run. Might give you more confidence before you step into the batter's box.
So now Zach Britton, the batter for the Firebirds. First pitch, breaking ball skips low, gets past the catcher Rothenberg. Runner going to second. Throw down, skips in the dirt, not in time. So Jacob Hurtubise swipes second on the pass ball. And now everything seems to be going right for Orleans.
Yeah, Hurtubise can fly around the base paths and gets a good read there. A little bit risky and dicey, but Hurtubise able to take second base.
So runner on second, still nobody out. 1-0. Fastball right down the chute. It's 1-1. Firebirds 2, Mariners 2. Jacob Hurtubise aboard at second. And Zach Britton back in from the left side. Britton 0 for 1 tonight. Southpaw Butler set. Checks on the runner at second. The 1-1 home. Fastball hit hard back up the box. Fielded by the shortstop Hughes, ranging to his left. Throws on to first in time. But a productive out for Zach Britton as Jacob Hurtubise advances to third. And there's one down.
It almost dictated what happened last game. A hard hit ball right back up the middle. But just right of the shortstop in Hal Hughes, and does advance Hurtubise over to third base, which means a sacrifice fly can score him here. Just one down here in the third.
It's now Max Troiani. A chance to give Orleans the lead. Infield in for Harwich in the third inning. First pitch. Breaking ball taken low for ball one. Mariners led this ball game 2-0 thanks to an RBI single by Michael Rothenberg and a solo shot by Chris Galland. Josh Zamora tied it up with a 2-run blast of his own. 1 out. Fastball up and away. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Trani, one of the 4 hits tonight for Orleans, a single back in the first. Just continues to be that singles machine. 2-0 pitch. Fastball skied down the right side. First baseman Lanzilli takes a couple steps and watches it go to play. It's 2-1. Trani, the lone position player for the Orleans Firebirds to make the All-Star team. Picked up an RBI knock on Sunday at Eldridge Park. 2-1. Fastball hard chop to the left side. Past the dive of the shortstop, Hal Hughes, into left field for a base hit. The Firebirds take the lead on an RBI single by Max Troiani. It's 3-2 in the third.
And with the infield in, it's a tough play for Hughes, and Cavana's pretty much right down the seam of that left hole in the left field. And, well, it seems like a game earlier in the season, the first 2 matchups when the Mariners and the Firebirds faced off, and Harwich again quick to score. They scored 1 or 2 runs, and then all of a sudden here come the Firebirds. We mentioned it seemed like a matchup when whenever the Mariners or Firebirds score, the other opposition would come right back, and so far it's not disappointing us here at Eldridge Park.
So Troiani doing it all in game 2 of the doubleheader. Made a sprawling catch to end the second inning. Now he delivers an RBI single, and the Birds have their first lead of this doubleheader. So now a mound meeting for Harwich. Just trying to calm down Jordan Butler on the hill. Firebirds had nothing going offensively before this inning, and now they've scored 3 runs on 4 hits. And more importantly, Orleans is out in front.
And here comes the middle part of this order, which has been dangerous over the last week or so coming up. A guy like Shea Whitcomb as well.
So Shea Whitcomb, the batter. First pitch from Butler. Fastball in there, called strike 1. This inning started off with a single by Eddie McCabe in an 8-pitch at-bat. That set the tone for the frame. Zamora followed with a 2-run blast. Here's the 0-1. Fastball crushed deep left field. Galland ranging back. He's looking up. This one drops down. This ball is gone. A 2-run home run by Shea Whitcomb. The second of the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. A 5-run frame makes it a 5-2 game.
And Whitcomb hits his 5th home run of the season. That was an absolute line drive home run. If we had the exit velocity or the exit time on that one, it was gone in a matter of seconds. The velo on that had to be over almost 105 miles an hour because that thing got out in a hurry.
So the Firebirds a 5 spot here in the third after failing to score the first 9 innings today at Eldridge Park. First pitch to Trevin Esquera. Breaking ball swung over the top of for strike 1.
When it rains, it pours. That's exactly what's happening right now in this half inning.
It's the way it's been for the Orleans Firebirds all summer. Esquera in with only 1 away. 0-1. Breaking ball chopped at the third base side and foul. It's 0-2.
That's what the weather's been like here at Cape Cod as well. Just going back to yesterday.
So the Firebirds a 5-2 lead in the third. 0-2 fastball popped out of play. We'll do it again. So the Firebirds have blown the doors open here in the third. And Esquera, the 7th different hitter up in this inning. 0-2. Breaking ball drops in low. It's 1-2. So the Firebirds trailed this game 2-0. And then Orleans offense came out to play. 2-run shot by Josh Zamora, a 2-run blast by Shea Whitcomb. 1-2. Fastball, Escara is tardy for the second out of the inning.
Now batting the Firebirds, the catcher from San Francisco, number 22, Rob Emery.
So now Rob Emery, the batter for Orleans. He's 0 for 1 tonight. First pitch, fastball crushed out to deep right field. Weimer ranging back. Marshak looking up. This ball caroms off the fence. Emery cruising into second base. Marshak's throw goes over the head of Fedko. It's a loud 2-out double for Rob Emery, and the Birds continue to hit. And now Kelly Nicholson's going to ask the umpires to see if this went over the wall and came back into play.
Well, I saw someone sitting up on the bandstand out there throw their hands up like it's good, like a field goal, it's gone. And it is.
And it is a home run. A solo shot off the bat of Rob Emery. The home runs continue to rain down at Eldridge Park. Their third blast of the inning, and Orleans has a 6-2 lead.
And now Steve Adler coming out here. He's not happy about it. About the call being changed on the field.
Emery was in his home run trot, thought that ball was going to leave the yard. He thought it bounced back into play, cruised into second. In fact, it was a solo blast, and the Birds their third home run of the inning. And now Steve Englert having a talk with the first base umpire, John Kusiak.
He is irate out there, throwing his hands up.
So Steve Englert not getting his way at Eldridge Park. That ball got over the yellow line in Orleans, caromed off the bleachers of the bandstand and back into play. So Tanner Murray, the ninth hitter of the inning for Orleans. Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-2 in what has been a 6-run frame for the Orleans Firebirds. It's the first time this summer the Firebirds have had 3 home runs in the same inning. Steve Englert still making some noise from the third base dugout. Now things return to normalcy. Tanner Murray steps in from the right side. First pitch from the southpaw Butler. Breaking ball fouled back to the screen for strike 1. So Tanner Murray 0 for 1 trying to join the fun. Orleans 6 runs on 6 hits in this inning, including 3 long balls. The 0-1 from Butler. Fastball had Murray beat, fouled it off the glove of Rothenberg. It's 0-2. So a chance for Murray to prolong this inning. Firebirds have scored 6 here in the third. Lead the Mariners 6-2. Butler laboring out on the bump. 65 pitches in. The southpaw winds and fires the 0-2. Breaking ball just misses outside. It's 1-2. I think Kelly Nicholson's got to be a lot happier and this part of the inning compared to what it was at the top. Firebirds were scoreless through their first 9 innings today before the 6-run barrage. The 1-2. Fastball skied right side. First baseman Lanzilli ranging down the right field line. He'll run out of room and watch it go on the hill. And we'll do it again.
I'm sure he'll have some nice words to say about his squad after this half inning when he speaks with Scotty Gange on the first base side.
So Murray trying to extend this inning with 2 away. The 1-2 home. Breaking ball up and away once again. It's 2-2. Firebirds 6, Mariners 2. Here in the last of the third at Eldridge Park. Here's the 2-2. Fastball line over the head of Cavadas down the left field line. Murray racing for second base, fielded out of the corner by Galland. His throw into second, not in time. A 2-out double for Tanner Murray, and the Birds have batted around in the inning.
And they've now officially battled around, and now with Eddie McCabe coming up to the dish, he singled to start this half inning. And what's been a fantastic offensive display here in this happening by the Firebirds. We haven't seen anything like this really all season long, and it's coming out here. Getting hot at the right time, that's all you need.
So Steve Englert will take the ball from Jordan Butler. After Butler looked great the first 2 innings, gets roughed up for 6 runs in the third. Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-2 here in the last of the 3rd inning. And Orleans looking for more. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. Firebirds all over the Mariners 6-2 here in the last of the third at Eldridge Park. The Birds have batted around, and Eddie McCabe, who led off this frame with a single, will dig in for the second time. Tommy Vale, southpaw from Notre Dame, takes over for Steve Englert's club. First pitch home, fastball up and away for ball 1. So the day is done for Jordan Butler, and it was a rough one in this ball game. Butler just lasted 2 2/3, got tagged for 6 runs on 8 hits. He's also responsible for Tanner Murray off second. 1-0 the count to McCabe. Vale comes set at the belt. Here's the pitch home. Fastball ripped on and missed. It's 1-1. So we've seen 3 home runs in this inning for the Orleans Firebirds. First time this summer the Birds have had 3 home runs in the same inning. 1-1 the count to the 8-hole hitter from Georgetown. The pitch, fastball up and out of the zone. Fouled out of play. It's 1-2. Firebirds looking to add on to this offensive outburst at Eldridge Park. All 6 runs have come in this inning on 7 hits. Murray's aboard at second, the 1-2. Fastball on the outside corner, called for strike 3. McCabe goes down looking, but not before the Orleans Firebirds score 6 runs on 7 hits. No errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. 3 home runs in the inning for the Orleans Firebirds. They lead after 3, 6-2 over the Harwich Mariners. And Scotty Gage is over near the first base dugout, looking to talk with Kelly Nicholson. Skip is out of the dugout, set to talk with Scotty. Let's send it over to Scotty Gage.
Hey, thank you guys. Coach, that was a bit of a home run derby of an inning. 7 hits, 6 runs, 3 home runs. How great was that to see?
Yeah, it was great. It was great. Bats came alive a little bit, and it's good to see those guys hit some homers.
Not the most glamorous at-bat for Eddie McCabe to lead things off, but he worked the count, got a walk to lead things off, and it seemed to start the inning. How big was that at-bat?
It was huge. He had a good at-bat. Coach B just said, man, you got that thing started, so, well done, and it's kind of contagious, and, yeah, we wound up rolling a 6, so it was cool.
Really fun to watch. Coach, it's wristband night tonight. Here's your Firebirds wristband officially.
Thanks, man. Thank you, Scotty.
Thank you, Coach. Good luck the rest of the way. Guys, I'll send it back to you.
Well, thank you, Scotty and Skip. The Orleans Firebirds on top of the Harwich Mariners, 6-2 as we head to the top of the 4th inning at Eldridge Park. Jared Schuster will head out there for the Firebirds, this time with the lead. A 6-run 3rd inning for Orleans, including a 3-run frame for the Firebirds for the first time this summer. Nico Cavadas digs in. First pitch from Jared Schuster. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike 1. A 6-run 3rd inning for the Orleans Firebirds has them out in front 6-2. 0-1 to Cavadas. Breaking ball skips in low. It's 1-1. It'll be 5, 6, and 7 for Harwich this frame, with Lanzilli and Ludwig to follow. 1-1. Breaking ball drops in just low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Cavadas 0 for 1 tonight, struck out swinging his first time up. Schuster winds and fires 2-1. Fastball chopped back up the middle, past the outstretched arm of Schuster, fielded by Murray, spins around, throws to first in time. Tanner Murray flashes the leather and throws out Nico Cavadas for the first out of the inning.
Well, the bats may have gotten the defense going as well. Tanner Murray, nice spin up the middle, spinning and winning, and throws out the runner. And Nico Cavadas at first base. Pretty play by the shortstop.
So now Chris Lanzilli, first baseman from Wake Forest, digs in. First pitch, fastball downstairs for ball 1. Now this is the part of the lineup that gave Schuster fits his first time around. Lanzilli had a 2-out single in the second. 1-0. Fastball bounced low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So the 2 college teammates going at it once again tonight at Eldridge Park, with Lanzilli winning round 1 with a base knock. Here's the 2-0. Fastball cut over and missed. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. Here's the 2-1 from the southpaw. Fastball sent low. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Michael Ludwig, another Wake Forest Demon Deacon, waits on deck. But the story today has been about the offense. It's been a tale of 2 ball games for the Orleans Firebirds. Schuster out of the windup, 3-1 home. Fastball ripped deep left field. Troiani ranging back. You can forget about this ball. Kiss it goodbye. A solo home run off the bat of Chris Lanzilli. His first home run of the summer, hits it off his college teammate, and the home run derby continues at Eldridge Park. It's 6-3 in the 4th.
Yeah, I don't know. It was still Sunday here at Eldridge Park, but it was kind of Zach Daniels as well. As Lanzilli has a big smile on his face. He's a guy that has a lot of power, competed on the home run derby in Omaha in June, and then finally be able to get his first home run on the Cape League season. It took a little bit longer than he probably anticipated.
Hit 16 home runs in the spring, has his first of the summer. First pitch to Michael Ludwig, taken upstairs for ball 1. So make it the 5th home run of game 2, 1-0. Fastball off the dish, it's 2 balls and no strikes. And Thomas, neither of these teams pride themselves on the long ball. 2 of the more pitching dominant teams rather than offensively. 2-0, spanked back up the middle, shortstop Murray shuffles to his left, throws onto first, beats Ludwig by a step, and there's 2 away.
Tanner Murray getting some work in this half inning now, back-to-back groundouts to him. That's right, these 2 teams, really every time we've gotten together with Harwich, it's been a low-scoring affair. This one, if we're on this pace, might be a little more in the upscale, a little bit outlier.
So now Michael Rothenberg steps in. First pitch. Breaking ball fools the switch hitting catcher for strike one. Firebirds 6, Mariners 3. 2 away in the top of the 4th inning. The 0-1 home. Fastball drops low. It's 1-1. The 1-1 fastball lined into left field for a base hit. Rothenberg continues to hit for the Harwich Mariners. He has his second base knock. And Harwich has a runner on first with 2 away.
Well, there are a couple of fresh bodies on both sides. Rothenberg, one of them now, collecting 2 base knocks. Lenzilli, the other one as well. Really been the 2 big factors in this ball game are the 2 freshest guys in this Mariners lineup.
So now Hal Hughes, the shortstop from LSU, will try and extend this inning. Hughes ripped the ball into left his first time up, but Mastriani came running in to save the day. Mastriani dove head first, took away a base hit from Hal Hughes, and things kept rolling on. So the Firebirds on top of the Mariners 6-3. Rothenberg on first, and Hal Hughes will dig in. A right-hander starting to get loose in the Firebirds bullpen. Looks like Zebulon Vermillion starting to toss for the Orleans Firebirds. Schuster set, third base side of the rubber. First pitch. Fastball fouled back for strike one. Five home runs between these two sides tonight. And 2 given up by the Orleans Firebirds. They just surrendered 10 in their first 33 games. The 0-1. Breaking ball swung over the top of. It's 0-2. So after a 2-0 game in game 1 of the doubleheader, that took an hour 41. Just 6 combined hits. All came from the Harwich side. It's now an offensive party at Eldridge Park. 0-2. Breaking ball cut on and missed, strike 3. Schuster bounces back, fans Hal Hughes, and the side is retired. But not before the Mariners get one back on the board. On the first home run of the summer by Chris Lanzilli, Harwich scores 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. We're through 3.5 at Eldridge Park. Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3. And Thomas, let's look around the Cape.
Well, one game is postponed here on Cape Cod. Hyannis in Bourne was postponed today. Harwich defeating the Firebirds in a game 1 of the doubleheader, 2-0. Top of the 9th inning over at Red Wilson Field at YD. Chatham 5, YD nothing. Big game going on there just because Chatham and YD are tied in first in the East with 42 points. It's all about the seeding when it comes to the playoffs. Brewster defeats Katuitt 3-0 over at Stony Brook Field. So the Whitecaps get back on track, pick up their 15th victory, and now with 31 points. The Gatemen and the Commodores battling out at REL Diamond. Wareham 1, Falmouth nothing late in that ball game, bottom of the 7th. And then here in Orleans, top of the 4th, 6-3 Firebirds lead.
First time this summer, the Firebirds have hit 3 home runs in the same inning, and the Orleans offense has broken out on their home turf after being the road team in game 1 of this doubleheader. And Kelly Nicholson said, hey, you know, it felt weird at first. Once we took our first AB, everything else was the same. But it was the Harwich Mariners who tossed a 7-inning no-hitter thanks to a dominant start by Jacob Polish. But in game 2, it's all Orleans. Firebirds 6, Mariners 3, as we head to the last of the 4th at Eldridge Park. That'll be 9-1-2 for Orleans, starting with Josh Zamora, who blasted a 2-run shot over the left field fence his first time up. Tommy Vale, southpaw from Notre Dame, fires home. First pitch, fastball catches the outside corner for strike 1. Zamora, his 2-run shot, his 3rd of the summer. The 0-1 from the southpaw. Breaking ball skips in low, it's 1-1. Now, not only did that tie the ball game up at the time, it also snapped a 1-for-17 skid for the DH from Nevada. He has found a way to turn things around as of late. His at-bats are starting to get a little tighter, and he's starting to hit the ball a ways over the fence, especially off left-handed pitching. All 3 home runs this summer have come off southpaws. 1-1. Fastball fouled out of play. It's 1-2. So Tommy Vale came in, got the final out of the third. We can close the line on Jordan Butler. He went 2 2/3, gave up 8 hits, 6 runs, all earned, no walks, and 1 K. Vale rocks and fires 1-2. Fastball downstairs. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. So Zamora, 8 home runs this past spring at Nevada, already has 3 on the Cape. 2-2 from Vale. Fastball launched center field. Center fielder Marshak ranging back. He's got room in front of the fence, makes the grab. But another hard fly ball by Josh Zamora. Hits it to the deepest part of the ballpark, and there's 1 away. So now Jacob Hurtubise, center fielder from Army, will take his 3rd turnaround. Hurtubise is a single back in that 6-run 3rd inning and came around to score. Right-hander continuing to throw in the Firebirds bullpen. First pitch. Fastball up in the zone, waved out and missed for strike 1. Orleans 6, Harwich 3. 1 away in the bottom half of the 4th. The 0-1 from Vale. Fastball ripped out and missed. It's 0-2. Hurtubise is a former Harwich Mariner. Started this summer with Harwich, playing in just his 2nd game against Steve Angler's club this summer. 0-2 from the southpaw. Fastball flared the other way. This one drifting into foul ground. It'll bounce there. And we'll do it again. So it might just be the 2nd time this summer that the Harwich Mariners have fallen in a game that's less than 9 innings. 0-2. Fastball popped down the left side and out of play. We'll do it again. Harwich is 8-1, including their no-hit performance in the first game of the doubleheader, in games that last less than 9 innings.
Well, if they're playing high school baseball, pretty good record then.
Yeah, they'll be a pretty good club, and they're starting to shoot up the East Division. 0-2. Fastball cut on a miss for strike 3. Now blew it past Hurtubise, and there's 2 away. Now in the East Division, the Firebirds in 3rd place with 37 points. Harwich with 34. The only thing that separates those 2 clubs, 3 ties for the Orleans Firebirds. Both have 17 wins so far this summer. First pitch to Britton. Fastball up and away for ball 1. Firebirds leading the Mariners 6-3, 1-0. Fastball hit back out of play. It's 1-1. So Vale has retired the first 3 batters he's faced in this ball game. And Zach Britton trying to get on for the first time tonight. He's 0 for 2, one of 2 Firebirds without a hit. Here's the 1-1. Fastball comes in low. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So Trevin Esquera the other. And boy, would he love a chance in this inning. He's 5th in the Firebirds lineup. That means a little 2-out rally for the Orleans Firebirds. 2-1. Fastball spots the outside corner. It's 2-2. Firebirds leading the Mariners 6-3 with 2 away in the last of the 4th. And Vale taking his time, hops on the rubber, 3rd base side. Extends the arms, nods the cap. Now rocks and fires 2-2. Fastball up in the zone, waved out and missed for strike 3. Back-to-back strikeouts for Tommy Vale. He retires the Orleans Firebirds in order. After 4 at Eldridge Park, it's Orleans 6, Harwich 3. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
It's definitely been a summer that I'll never forget.
I know the relationships have been so special for you. How much fun has that been for you to make these relationships with guys from across the country?
Well, when you get to sit in a bullpen for 9 innings with a guy from UNC or a guy from Loyola Marymount, like it's definitely you're forced to make friends out there.
Yeah, you better make friends with those guys. Huh?
If not, it's gonna be a long 9 innings. But no, for all the guys that I've met up here have been just great guys, and like that's what we did. Like a in our mind up thing today, we did. It was like, what is the goal that you want after this summer with your team? And it's like to create like a lifelong friendship with people. And like, I truly believe that I've definitely made some of those throughout this.
Skater looks back at second baseman King. The 1-0 pitch. Curveball is slashed out towards right center field. Daniels on the run out there. And he makes the catch. Tagging up from second as King throws over towards third base. It's in time!
Firebirds on top of the Mariners, 6-3 at Eldridge Park as we head to the top of the 5th inning. Pitching change for Orleans, Zebulon Vermillion. Big right-hander from Arkansas will come into the ball game. It's Zeb's 8th appearance of the summer. He's 1-0 with a 2.57 ERA. So the day is done for Jared Schuster. The southpaw from Wake Forest went the first 4 innings, gave up 6 hits, 3 runs, all earned, no walks, and struck out 5. It'll be the top of this Harwich lineup, starting with Max Marashak. Vermillion, a deep breath, 6'5" right-hander, fires first pitch. Fastball downstairs for ball 1. Marashak 0 for 2 tonight, struck out swinging to lead off the ball game. Vermillion stares in for the sign from Rob Emery. Now he winds and fires the 1-0. Fastball dips in low. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Vermillion last pitched on July 19th against the Bourne Braves. Won an inning and 2/3, gave up 1 hit, walked 2, and struck out 1. Vermillion winds and deals the 2-0. Fastball ties up Marashak. Will appeal down to first. He went around. It's 2-1. So a lengthy appeal process at Eldridge Park, but results in the Firebirds' direction. Prairie Village, Kansas native fires 2-1. Fastball sent out to right field. Britton gliding to his right makes the grab in stride for the first out of the inning.
And we'll have to see if this Firebirds bullpen can continue the work of Jared Schuster. He didn't allow 3 runs over his 4 innings of work, but really, you think about it, we mentioned a couple of those runs may have been wiped off the board if it wasn't for a couple lucky breaks for the Mariners.
So Chris Gallen, left fielder from Boston College, who had a solo home run his last time up. First pitch, fastball right at the belt for strike 1. For Gallen, it was his first home run of the summer. Only had 1 last summer as well with the Harwich Mariners. 0-1, fastball taken on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Both of his career home runs in the Cape Cod Baseball League have come against the Orleans Firebirds. A walk-off in the early parts of the summer of 2018, and now a solo shot in this ball game. 0-2. Breaking ball ties up Galland. Ring him up, strike 3. Nasty hook from Zebulon Vermillion. Galland is helpless, and there's 2 away.
Just a tough pitch to hit, especially, here on Cape Cod when you're facing some of the best pitching you may ever see all in one place. Vermillion just goes to the breaking ball in the outside corner and gets Gallen check swinging.
It's now Christian Fedko, the batter, first pitch. Breaking ball over the heart of the plate for strike 1. Orleans 6, Harwich 3. Top of the 5th in Orleans, Massachusetts. Fedko 0 for 2 tonight. Reached on an error his last time up, but was caught stealing 2-6. Vermillion, a deep breath, 0-1. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner. It's 0-2. So Zebulon Vermillion wheeling and dealing, painting both sides of the plate. Fedko steps back. Now he's back in. Slightly open stance from the right side. Vermillion kicks and fires 0-2. Breaking ball tipped at the third base line. Third baseman McCabe fields, fires on to first, pulled down by Esquera, and the side is retired. A 1-2-3 inning for Zebulon Vermillion out of the bullpen. We're through 4.5 at Eldridge Park. The Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-3. You listen to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
I like Legos ever since I was a little kid. So
Was there like a tipping point, like a specific day where you were like, do you know what, Legos are sick?
I think it was just ever since once I figured out what I could do with the Legos, like building spaceships from my own mind, just putting them together and stuff like that.
And it still reigns true today?
Yeah, I do love them. I don't have any with me though.
Oh,
that's a sad
That's
part.
a long summer.
Yeah, I know. That's a long summer.
All right, I'll track you back. If there's one specific Lego Starship, Battle Star, whatever thing that you made that you're most proud of, is there one you could pick out?
Yes, there's one that I made from scratch. Like I took some parts that were in the instructions and then added some new stuff that I wanted from my mind, my imagination, and I really liked it. It was a lot of fun doing it.
What did it look like?
It was like a spaceship, but it had like it was almost like a baseball for like the cruise ship, almost where the driver would sit.
Okay.
And but it was orange. And it was like a little globe that he sat in.
Whoa.
For where like.
You send that into like BMW or anything like that?
No, I didn't. I should have.
Yeah.
I should have.
I noticed you have lots of wristbands on. What do those mean to you? If there's anyone specifically.
One of them just says strength, integrity, passion, which we got from Tennessee.
Firebirds leading the Mariners 6-3 as we go to the last of the fifth at Eldridge Park. Tommy Vale winds and fires first pitch. Fastball shot out to right center field by Max Shrani. Center fielder Marshak coming on. Slides. Did he make the grab? Yes, he did. Shrani looking for hit number 3 of the night. Marshak came in. Dead sprint. Slid to his feet to make the grab and take away a base knock for Max Triani.
I think the cooler part of that catch was he was sliding a couple of yards and then he throws the ball while he's on his bottom and still sliding. I think that was the coolest part of that catch. And throws it as well to the chest of the second baseman, Fetko.
So now Shea Whitcomb, the batter, first pitch. Fastball taken up and away for ball 1. Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-3 with 1 away in the bottom half of the 5th inning. Whitcomb 1 for 2. A 2-run blast his last time up. 1-0 rolled to the left side. It's 1-1. Now for Orleans, 3 home runs, all in the 3rd inning. Both offenses have really dwindled down since. 1-1, fastball ripped down the left side. It's 1-2. Trevin Esquera, first baseman from Loyola Marymount, waits on deck. Here's the 1-2 from Vale. Fastball downstairs below the knees. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes. Whitcomb, 5 home runs for the Orleans Firebirds. That leads the squad. Now, if you think about the Orleans club, they have a Division II player that leads them in hitting. They have a Division II player that leads them in home runs. 2-2. Fastball fouled back to the screen, and we'll do it again. I think if you told anyone those factors, that a Division II player would lead Orleans in both average and home runs, you'd think the Firebirds would be a bad ball club. Instead, it's quite the opposite. Firebirds in 3rd in the East, looking to strike a little closer to the top of the East Division. 2-2, fastball cut out and missed for strike 3. Make it 6 in a row for Tommy Vale, including 4 strikeouts since coming into this ball game. There's 2 down.
Again, maybe worked by Whitcomb, but Tommy Vale has been sharp since he has entered this ball game. He will tire Whitcomb there. A couple tough pitches that he fouled off, but can't hang around for long enough.
So now Trevin Esquera steps in for the right side. First pitch home. Fastball popped right side out of play for strike 1. No one warming up in the Orleans bullpen. That means Zebulon Vermillion will go back out for the 6th inning. Esquera 0 for 2 today. One of 2 Firebirds without a hit. 0-1, looping curveball, stays upstairs. It's 1 ball and 1 strike. Esquera still looking to find a way on. 1-1. Breaker bounces low. Esquera checks his swing, laid off. It's 2 balls and 1 strike. So you can hear some chatter from the Harwich dugout on the third base side. Firebirds got shut out in game 1, 2-0 by the Mariners, but it's Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3 in this one. 2-1 home. Fastball shot the other way and out of play. It's 2-2. Scarado looking to get things back in the right direction. Batting .211. And 3 hits in his last 2 games, but now hitless today. 2-2. Curveball stays upstairs. Second baseman Christian Fedko started walking towards the third base dugout, and the count runs full. So 3-2 the count with 2 away to Trevin Esquera, the 5-hole hitter tonight for Orleans. Here's the pitch. Fastball downstairs, ball 4. So Esquera works a 2-out walk. First walk of the night for the Firebirds, and that'll bring up Rob Emery.
Yeah, nobody in that Harwich dugout right now is happy about that, including Tommy Vale on the mound. Thought he had a couple pitches in there for a strike 3.
So now Rob Emery will dig in for the 3rd time tonight. He had a solo blast his last time up. First pitch from Tommy Vale. Fastball up in the zone, cut on and missed for strike 1. For Emery, it was an adventurous home run. He thought it was a double at first, jogged into second base, but in fact, it went over the fence, hopped back into play. Really a reverse of a ground rule double. Ended up in Emery's 3rd home run of the summer. 0-1. Fastball shot down the right side. First baseman Lanzilli gives it a look. It's 0-2. Emery in the last 10 games now, 2 of his 3 home runs. He's found ways to head in the right direction. Rising redshirt senior from San Fran, 0-2. Breaking ball ties up Emery, waved out and missed, strike 3. Rothenberg tossed it down to first, and the side is retired. So Tommy Vale works around a 2-out walk to Trevin Esquera. Orleans scores no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave 1 runner left on base. After 5, it's Orleans 6, Harwich 3. Let's send it over to Scotty Gaines, not on the right field hill, but on the little miniature left field hill.
Yeah, you're right. I made my just not too far from you guys, but it's actually a really, really pretty view from this angle. So if you're coming to watch a game, I would kind of recommend going behind the third base dugout. It's really cool. But something that also is really cool is the fact that we can sit down and have lunch with Kelly Nicholson and have lunch with the Firebirds. And for a little sneak peek and a preview and just a better understanding of what it really is that we do every single week, this Friday we're going to be at Cook Seafood. Take a look at this short video.
And all the work that it takes to be successful. And baseball is a game of failure. And why it's the best game, I think, is because there's always the next day to come out and play. No matter if you go 4 for 5, the next day you can come out and go 4 for 4 with 2 doubles, and it feels really nice. And you forget about the day before, so I'd say that's my favorite part.
How about you, Coach?
I think people have asked me this before, and I think one of my favorite days is our first day of stretch, when you've seen them play, you followed them during their regular season in the spring, you haven't met them, you hear about them from their coaches, and then they all show up in Orleans and take that first jog down to the fence, and it's kind of all come to fruition, and it's a special day for me.
Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3 as we go to the top of the 6th at Eldridge Park. Zebulon Vermillion goes back out for inning number 2 on the bump. Zeb, a scoreless 5th inning for the Firebirds, set down the Mariners in order, including a strikeout of Chris Gallant. Joey Weimer, the cleanup man, will lead the inning off for Harwich, trailing Orleans 6-3. Nico Cavadas and Chris Lanzilli to follow in the frame against the big right-hander Zebulon Vermillion. The 6'5" righty from Arkansas tossed a scoreless 5th inning. He goes back out for inning number 6. First pitch to Weimer. Breaking ball drops in on the outside corner for strike 1. Orleans 6, Harwich 3. Top of the 6th inning. at Eldridge Park. Vermillion winds and fires, 0-1. Breaking ball catches the outside corner. It's 0-2. Weimer 0 for 2 tonight, struck out looking back in the third. The 6'4", 215-pound outfielder from Cincinnati, 0-2. Fastball skied back behind the dish. Newly inserted catcher David Avidia sheds the mask, makes the grab in foul ground for the first out of the inning. So it's funny how the game of baseball works. David Avidia comes in as a defensive change. 3 pitches later, Avidia is called to make the grab, and he comes through. It's now Nico Cavadas, third baseman from Notre Dame, will dig in. Cavadas 0 for 2 with a strikeout. First pitch. Breaking ball skips in low for ball 1. Cavadas tied for the Cape League in home runs, 1-0. Fastball upstairs, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Boy, would he love a home run here with the Mariners trailing the Firebirds 6-3.
Yeah, especially a 7-inning ball game. Mariners starting to run out on outs here.
They're down to just their final 5 outs, 2-0. Fastball above the letters, it's 3 balls and no strikes.
We'll have to see if, let's say, Cavadas or Lanzilli reach here, what Kel Nicholson does.
3-0, fastball outside, ball 4. Cavadas a 1-out walk, and now a chance for Chris Lanzilli, who's having his best day of the summer. He's 2 for 2 with a home run.
Yeah, Lanzilli guy that absolutely moonshotted the ball early in this ball game over the left field fence. Again, you don't want to bring in the tying run with a guy like Michael Ludwig or even Rothenberg, who's 2 for 2. He's in the hole right now.
So a chance for Lanzilli with a runner aboard at first and 1 away. First pitch, fastball runs in for ball 1. Lanzilli a single in the second, came around to score. A solo home run in the 4th. Firebirds nonetheless, a 6-3 lead over the Mariners in the top of the 6th. 1-0. Fastball shot out to shallow center field. Hurtubise lines this one up, starts charging in, makes the 2-handed grab above his left shoulder for the second out of the frame. So the bottom part of this Harwich lineup has made most of the noise. Michael Ludwig, the DH tonight, who's 1 for 2, will dig in. First pitch to Ludwig, fastball up and away for ball 1. Vermillion a scoreless 5th, looking to toss a scoreless 6th and get the Birds to their closer, Connor Pellerin. Appears that Pellerin's warming up in the Orleans bullpen beyond the right field fence. 1-0. Breaking ball drops on the outside corner. It's 1-1. Sun starting to come down at Eldridge Park. Light orange painting the sky. 1-1. Breaking ball drops it on the inside corner. Called a ball. It's 2 balls and 1 strike.
A little bit of an orange crush out there.
There's really a gradient from right to left across the outfield sky. 2-1. Fastball catches the outside corner. It's 2-2. Goes from lighter to a little darker as you go around the baseball diamond from right to left.
Of course, Harwich known for their root beer floats. You ever had a crush float?
I've not. Don't plan on it anytime soon. 2-2. Breaking ball fouled off the bat by Ludwig a couple times. Got it on the front side, then on the follow-through.
A double hit that one right there. Don't see that very often.
Is that legal?
In golf, it's not. I know that for a fact.
So nonetheless, it's foul. The Firebirds leading the Mariners 6-3. And a runner on first with 2 away. 2-2, fastball off the dish. It's 3 balls and 2 strikes. So now Nico Cavadas will get a head start off first base. He reached with a walk earlier in this inning. Boy, would Zebulon Vermillion love strikeout number 2 tonight. Payoff pitch. Fastball shot down the left side and out of play, and we'll do it again. Some West Division noise all the way across the Cape at Arnie Allen Diamond. The Falmouth Commodores have taken a 2-1 lead in the bottom of the 8th inning. Big game in the West Division with Wareham and Falmouth tie. 3-2. Breaking ball drops in low, ball 4. So Michael Ludwig works the second free pass of the inning, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate in the form of Michael Rothenberg, and Kelly Nicholson is on his way from the first base dugout.
We mentioned if you let a couple base runners on, we'll have to see what Kelly does. Glancing out towards that bullpen. No signal yet, and then calls him out.
So Zeb was good in the 5th, got off to a sharp start in the 6th, but unable to finish the inning. Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3, but the tying run coming to the plate for the Mariners, and Kelly Nicholson will call to the pen. Goes to Firebirds baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network.
I think they'll bring Garcia in the game, I think.
Welcome back to Eldridge Park. Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3, but the tying run coming to the plate for the Mariners. Runners on first and second with 2 away. Michael Rothenberg, the catcher from Duke, 2 for 2 tonight with an RBI. Nick Chapman enters for the Orleans Firebirds. First pitch from the right-hander from Chapman. Fastball up and in for ball 1. 93 on the gun by Nick Garcia. Hardest pitch he's thrown in quite some time. Was sitting in the upper 80s much of the summer and the low 90s. Making his 13th appearance for the Orleans Firebirds, 1-0. Fastball catches the inside corner, 92 on the radar gun. It's 1-1. Garcia last pitched 4 days ago against the Falmouth Commodores. Just lasted 2/3 of an inning, giving up 1 run on 1 hit. And lefties this summer have had their way against Garcia. 1-1. Fastball sent the other way and out of play. It's 1-2. Left-handed bats against Nick Garcia this summer. Bat .348. Rothenberg, a switch hitter, batting from the left side. Ludwig's aboard at first. Cavadas off of second with 2 down in the inning. Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-3. Garcia set at the chest. The 1-2. Fastball upstairs. Check swing by Rothenberg. Little appeal down to third. He laid off. Count now 2-2.
I just love when Kelly Nicholson just adamant, just trying to turn maybe the umpire's opinion. So yes, he went around. He went around. Absolutely love it.
You got a yes, he did from Kelly Nicholson, and then just a safe call from the third base umpire, Ross Chapman. 2-2 the count. Here's the pitch. Fastball upstairs, ball 3. So now Ludwig and Cavadas will both get a head start off their respective backs. A righty starting to toss in the Orleans bullpen. with Nick Chapman, who struggled with command at times this summer. 7 walks for Nick Garcia in 12 innings. Here's the 2-out payoff pitch. Fastball popped out of play behind the dish, and we'll do it again. So the Firebirds looking for win number 18 of the summer. Orleans put in the 3rd place in the East Division right now. 5 points back of the lead with Chatham and YD tied. Only 3 points ahead of Harwich for the final playoff spot in the East. 3-2 the count. Here's the payoff pitch. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. 93 on the gun from Nick Garcia. Blows it past Michael Rothenberg, and the side is retired. Garcia enters and gets out of the jam unscathed. The Harwich Mariners score no runs on no hits, no errors, and they leave 2 runners left on base. After 5.5 at Eldridge Park, the Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-3. And let's play everyone's favorite game at Eldridge Park, Seeking Scotty.
Hey, it's my favorite game, that's for sure. All right, here's the more of a clue today. Less riddle, more clue. When Brendan King was here, the 2016 Orleans Firebirds broadcaster, he told us that not only did Frank Thomas hit one here, but somebody else as well.
The only problem with this clue, Scotty, is we know the answer. And I think you know that.
Yeah, but it's all about a fun nugget of information for our wonderful viewers.
So we'll let you share the information, but you're about 435 feet away at Eldridge Park, the straightaway center field.
That's true. But do you remember who hit the home run, or are we going to keep that as a special surprise for when you can remember?
Well, the question is, do you know? Because I know who it is.
All right, well, you have to tell me, or else that's part 2.
So Scotty doesn't know, because Scotty has no idea.
Oh, you got to tell me, or else you lose.
No, do you know the name?
Yes, I know the name. It's my game.
So who's the name?
It's my game. I'm not going to tell you.
You have no idea.
No, I do know.
Who is it? Tell the fans. I'm gonna wait till Scotty's done with his little Seeking Scotty, and then we'll share the name. So Scotty has no idea. We're going to send it to the bottom of the 6th inning. Orleans on top of Harwich 6-3.
You didn't win, though.
Dave Keller, goodbye. So Dave Keller, a Latin America field coordinator in the Chicago Cubs system. First pitch to Tanner Murray, fastball fouled back for strike 1. So obviously the legend goes that Frank Thomas, the only man to hit one to straightaway center at Eldridge Park. We have claim number 2. Dave Keller, who works in the Cubs system, said he hit one to straightaway center in the 1980s. 0-1 to Murray. Fastball misses up and away from Tommy Vale. It's 1-1. Orleans 6, Harwich 3. Last of the 6th inning at Eldridge Park. Harwich Mariners down to their final 3 outs. Here's the 1-1. Fastball skips and loads, 2 balls and 1 strike.
It's that Orleans connection going all the way back across decades and international and transnational and everything.
Here's the 2-1. Fastball upstairs. It's 3 balls and 1 strike. Now the Firebirds sporting a 3-run lead. It looks like Connor Pellerin, the right-hander from Tulane, starting to warm up in the Orleans bullpen. Pelly has become the Firebirds' closer down the stretch. 3-1. Fastball up and away, ball 4. A leadoff walk for Tanner Murray. He's aboard for the 2nd time. And the Firebirds looking for insurance here in the 6th.
You just have to wonder if Vale's getting a little bit tired on the mound. Has got 2+ innings now, 2 1/3 to be exact. Only thrown 38 pitches, but.
So Eddie McCabe squaring around. First pitch, bunted up the first base line. Chris Lanzilli's gonna let it roll, fields it in fair ground. Throw to first, dropped by the first baseman. Rather the second baseman, Fedko covering. So Lanzilli came crashing hard, threw it to Fedko, and they're gonna give that a base hit. And now Steve Angler gonna come out and have another word.
They might be trying to say that McCabe was maybe blocking the direction of a ball being able to be thrown, and he's not happy.
Angler taking the angry stroll back to the third base dugout. Gotta feel bad for Angler today. Hasn't had his way twice.
like 3 times almost. So he yelled down at a play at first base. He said, the first base umpire, something along the lines of, keep doing your thing down there, or way to hurt us, or something like that.
So McCabe reaches for the Firebirds. 2 on, nobody down, and Josh Zamora squares around. And Tommy Vale steps off the rubber. So they scored an infield single. Probably a very generous call, but one that Eddie McCabe will take. Runners on first and second, nobody down in the last of the 6. Josh Zamora, the 9-hole hitter, squaring down to a knee. First pitch, fastball bunted high, third base side, gets it down. Cavadas fields, throws to first in time. So it goes down as a 5-4 sacrifice bunt, advancing both runners 90 feet, and the Birds have insurance runners in scoring position with 1 away.
Well, just textbook bunting here. This is what Ken Nicholson and the coaching staff pride themselves on. If runners on first and second, first baseman Lenzilli charging in, you're going to want to move him over, bunted down the third base side, and it popped up a little by Zamora, but the third baseman Cavazos was supposed to stay home. Ends up having to charge in. You advance both the runners.
So now the Orleans Firebirds will call on a pinch hitter. Zach Daniels going to pinch hit for Jacob Hurtubise in the leadoff spot. And we've seen Daniels start to turn things around for Orleans. Went 0 for 2 in the first game, but drove a ball to deep center field. That'll get the job done right here. Firebirds on top of the Mariners, 6-3. Eddie McCabe leads off second. Tanner Murray 90 feet away. Infield coming in for the Harwich Mariners. And Daniels will be intentionally walked down to first. So Zach Daniels, a pinch hitter, will be intentionally walked to set up the force all the way around. And Zach Britton, who leads the Firebirds in RBIs, will get a chance to bat with the bases loaded.
Yeah, and he's had a quiet 2 games here. Was 0 for 2 with the hit by pitch in game 1, 0 for 3 so far in this game, and you just got to feel he's due at the plate right now.
Englert playing the numbers. Zach Britton this summer, 3 for 24 against left-handed pitching. First pitch to Britton. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. Now Britton has done it all for the Orleans Firebirds this summer, leading the squad with 16 RBIs. Corners in, middle back for 2, looking to get out of the jam and keep this at a 3-run game. 1-0, fastball sky down the left side now to play. Nico Cavadas has no idea where it is, and it just falls just shy of hitting a car, and it's 1-1.
Probably about a foot or 2 away from hitting a car.
So Thomas Zinzarella almost got his wish. Took till game number 34.
A lot of fans down here wanted to see that one happen.
Daniels off of first, McCabe on second, Murray 90 feet away. Bases loaded with 1 down. 1-1 to Britton. Fastball cut on and missed, it's 1-2. Vale has been good tonight for the Harwich Mariners. 2 2/3, 1 hit, 2 walks, and 5 Ks in the 12 batters he's faced. He's ahead of the 2-hole hitter, Zach Britton. Southpaw set. Here's the 1-2. Fastball cut on and missed, strike 3. High heat blown past Zach Britton, and there's 2 down.
A big strikeout from Tommy Vale, and Englert's gamble pays off here. It's going to come down to Max Chirani, and knocking in a few runs with a base knock.
Pays off for now. He still has to get through Max Troiani, who's 2 for 3 today with an RBI, and got robbed of a base hit his last time up. Bases loaded, 2 away. Bird's best hitter at the dish. First pitch. Fastball up and away for ball 1. Troiani entered the day first in the Cape in hitting. That averaged at 362. He has his 14th multi-hit game of the summer already tonight. 1-0. Fastball above the letters. It's 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans 6, Harwich 3. Bases juiced with 2 away. Firebirds looking for insurance runs. 3 outs away from wrapping up their 18th victory of the summer. They'll come set third base side of the rubber. Here's the 2-0. Fastball ripped out and missed. It's 2-1. Daniels leads off first after an intentional walk. Eddie McCabe off of second, and Tanner Murray 90 feet away. Max Troiani, the Cape Cod Baseball League leader in average, back in from the right side. 2-1. Fastball taken on the outside corner. It's 2-2. So Tommy Vale trying to get out of the jam unscathed. Birds had the bases loaded and 1 away. There's now 2 down. The 2-2. Fastball fouled back by Troiani. We'll do it again. Game has gone final at Gov Fuller Field. Another win for the Falmouth Commodores has Falmouth in first place in the West Division. Falmouth now 41 points. Just 1 point shy of the pace in the East from Chatham and YD. Bases full, 2 away in the last of the 6th. Firebirds lead the Mariners 6-3. Here's the 2-2. Fastball upstairs, ball 3. So something's got to give right here. Firebirds on top of the Mariners 6-3 with the bases loaded and 2 away. Merry-go-round will be in motion for the Orleans Firebirds. The league leader in batting back in from the right side. Here's the payoff pitch from Vale. Fastball hit hard to the left side. Past Cavadas into left field for a base hit. Murray's in to score. Right behind him is Eddie McCabe. And on first base with a 2 RBI single is Max Troiani. And the Firebirds add to their lead. It's 8-3 here in the 6th inning.
Timely hitting, and Max Troiani comes through for the Firebirds. Another big 2 insurance runs. It always seems like when the Firebirds are only up by 2 or 3 runs, they got a couple more right before they bring in Pellerin or Pram or whoever's going to close out the ball game. And it comes to help him here once again.
So Max Troiani, a 3-hit performance, and the hometown Orleans Firebirds on top by 5. First pitch to Shea Whitcomb. Fastball dots the outside corner for strike 1. This is incredible that every time Max Troiani comes to the plate, he finds a way to outdo himself. Vale still out there for the Mariners, 0-1. Looping 12-6 curveball, drops it on the outside corner. It's 0-2. Orleans 8, Harwich 3. The action in the Firebirds bullpen has stopped. Looks like they're going to go with Nick Garcia to finish this ball game off. 0-2. Pop up right side of the infield. Second baseman Fedko has no idea. First baseman Lenzilli coming on. This drops in foul ground. Everyone lost it in the lights at Aldridge Park, and Shea Whitcomb gets another chance.
Oh, that was a long run for Lenzilli to try to track down that baseball. Had probably some backspin on it as well, so drifted back just a little bit more and then started turning towards the Firebirds dugout, and Lenzilli about 3 yards short from where that ball landed up.
Firebirds looking to add more to this 5-run lead here in the 6th. Whitcomb another chance. Here's the 0-2. Breaking ball cut on a miss for strike 3. Tommy Vale bounces back with a punch-out of Shea Whitcomb, but not before the Firebirds add 2 more on the 2 RBI single by Max Troiani. Orleans scores 2 runs on 2 hits, no error, and they leave 2 runners left on base. We'll head to the final frame at Eldridge Park. Nick Garcia looking to lock down the save, with the Firebirds up 8-3. You're listening to Firebirds Baseball on the Birds Broadcast Network. This would be a save for Garcia. Entered in a 3-run game. I don't have a 6th inning graph.
We're going to sign tomorrow.
That was 2:11 till 1.
It's probably not somebody remember that.
I gotta clean up.
Show up. Show up tomorrow. You think so?
Text me. What? Orleans has 8 runs on. That's all, literally all he does is singles. But he'll take it every time, you know? I do it every game. We'll talk about everything when I see you next when we go grab drinks. I'll tell you all the dirty details.
It's yellow and it stays in.
What? Yeah, I took Miami's graphics. I had Andy Ray send it to me. Dude, that guy's at Maryland right now, but that guy the homie. Jeez, I don't know where I'm gonna find this. Yeah, no.
What about postgame?
I don't no idea. That would have been a good thing to sort out, but I don't know where Scotty is. Text about it. Firebirds looking to close out win number 18 of the summer. Nick Garcia comes back out for the 7th with Orleans on top of Harwich 8-3. First pitch home from the right-hander. Fastball upstairs for ball 1. It'll be 9-1-2 for the Mariners. Hal Hughes, Max Marshak, and Chris Gallant. Right-hander rocks and fires 1-0. Fastball above the letters. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So Nick Garcia tossed 1 out in that 6th inning. Came in, got Michael Rothenberg to go down on strikes. So this would be a save situation for Garcia. He came in with a 3-run ball game. 2-0. Fastball skied into right field. Britton has this one lined up. He's charging in. He'll make the grab. And the Mariners down to their final 2 outs. So this would be the first save of the summer for Garcia. The Birds are 2 outs away from getting there. Max Marshak trying to extend this ball game for Harwich. Center fielder's 0 for 3 tonight. First pitch, fastball up and away for ball 1. And for Garcia, it's been an up and down summer. Really lost confidence with his heater, but now starting to find his form once again. That ERA just a tick above 4, but starting to come back down. 1-0 to Marshak. Fastball upstairs, it's 2 balls and no strikes. Orleans looking to lock this one down and continue their climb in the East Division. 2-0. Fastball high in sight. Counts 3 balls and no strikes. Now the Firebirds do have some insurance runs to work with here. That 2-run single from Max Trani may serve huge. Tying run came to the plate in the last half inning before the Trani base knock. 3-0 the count to the leadoff man Marshak. The pitch. Fastball low, ball 4. Marshak works a 1-out walk, and that'll bring up Chris Galland with the Mariners trailing by 5 in the last inning.
Well, all for the Mariners here. They need to chip away at this deficit, and Galland's the guy that can really start to get things going. Already a home run added to his name tonight.
It's now Galland, who's 1 for 3 with a solo home run sandwiched in the middle. First pitch, fastball up and away for ball 1. Now David Avidia, the catcher, will come out and have a word with Nick Garcia. Conceivably, the Firebirds are 1 pitch away from ending this ball game. A double play would end this one real quick for Orleans. So Firebirds going to end this ball game and split the doubleheader at Eldridge Park. Just 10 games remaining in the regular season after tonight. The Firebirds looking to secure a playoff spot. 1-0. Fastball above the letters. It's 2 balls and no strikes. So make it 6 consecutive balls by Nick Garcia to open up the inning. Garcia, we've seen the fastball a tick higher tonight. 93 on the gun. 2-0. Get me over fastball right down Broadway. It's 2-1. 1 down in the top of the 7th. Firebirds leading the Mariners 8-3. Marshak is aboard at first. And Chris Galland, tough guy to double up. 2-1, runner going. Fastball popped down the right side. Right fielder Zach Britton giving chase, but this one dinks down in foul ground. Count 2 balls and 2 strikes, and Marshak will have to go back to first.
That would a perfect hit and run there for the Mariners if that ball is able to find the outfield grass in fair territory. Easy 1st to 3rd. especially with Marshak's speed.
So 2 balls and 2 strikes to the 2-hole hitter, Chris Galland. Garcia set at the chest, rocks and fires the 2-2. Fastball popped down the right side and out of play, and we'll do it again. Garcia, long stare in. Right-hander set, runner going, 2-2. Breaking ball on the outside corner, called strike 3. Garcia drops in the nasty hook. Galland goes down via the K for the 3rd time tonight, and the Mariners down to their final out.
Galland not happy about it over on the first base dugout.
Sharing some choice words with the home plate umpire. And now Christian Fedko, the last chance for Harwich. Runner on second, 2 away in the top of the 7th inning. Firebirds looking to split the doubleheader. Nick Garcia set, third base side, first pitch. Fastball paints the outside corner for strike 1. Fedko an 0 for 3 second game of the doubleheader. Harwich took game 1, 2-0, and a no-hit performance by Jacob Polish, but it's been all Orleans in game number 2. Here's the 0-1. Fastball off the plate, it's 1 ball and 1 strike. And David Ovidio once again will come out and have a word with Nick Garcia. Garcia had 12 saves this past spring at D3 Chapman. Hasn't registered 1 yet on the Cape. Right-handed hitters, just 2 for 22 this summer against Nick Garcia. The righty Fedko back in. The 1-1. Breaking ball cut on and missed. It's 1-2. So the Mariners down to their final strike. Orleans looking to wrap up business and take game 2 of the doubleheader. 2-strike clock picking up first base side. Garcia set. Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball just up and away. They'll appeal down to first. Fedko laid off. It's 2-2. Would have been quite the way to end the ball game.
You know, build up with the 2-strike clap and then check swing strike 3.
So the 2-strike clap picks up once again. Firebirds leading the Mariners 8-3. Garcia set, 2-2. Fastball popped, left side of the infield. Shortstop Murray comes on, makes the grab, and the ball game is over. Orleans responds in game number 2 with an offensive outburst as the Firebirds hit 3 home runs in the 3rd inning. They score 6 runs in the frame en route to an 8-3 victory at Eldridge Park.
Yeah, it was definitely an offensive outpour for the Firebirds. That 6-run 3rd inning really did wonders on the Mariners, and it's tough to try to jump back on things here, especially when a team puts up a 6 spot, and we kind of expected it as well for the Firebirds offense to just come out, only because they were no hit in the first game, and that's what usually happens, and the Firebirds let their anger out in that 3rd inning. So final line here in this ball game, Mariners 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors. Firebirds 8 runs, 10 hits, and 1 error. As Nick Garcia comes in the ball game, pitches final inning in a 3rd here at Eldridge Park. He can close his line here on the evening. Inning in a 3rd, doesn't allow a hit or run. 1 walk and 2 punch-outs. Zebulon Vermillion's final line, inning in 2/3, no hits, no runs, 2 walks and a punch-out. So the Firebirds get back in the win column, and these doubleheaders are important, but if you can split them, that's okay as well. Especially the way that Polish was dealing on the mound and the Firebirds came back with the offense. If you're Kel Nicholson, that's what you absolutely love to see. Scotty Gange will be coming up in just a few seconds to chat with Max Troiani here on the Birds Broadcast Network. As we'll take a look around the Cape one more time here on the broadcast. Final in Falmouth, as Josh mentioned earlier in the broadcast, 2-1 Commodores lead, or win, victory, over the Gatemen. Born in Hyannis rained out at Doran Park today. Postponed to July 25th, tomorrow at 4. Firebirds split the doubleheader with Harwich. Seattle defeats the Red Sox 5-0 at Red Wilson Field. Brewster defeats the Kettleers 3-0 over at Stony Brook Field. As the Whitecaps get back in the win column. As Scotty Gange is along Max Triani. Scotty, we're going to send it over to you.
All right, thanks, buddy. Sorry, I didn't even hear Thomas over there, but I do hear you, and I think everybody hears the sound of your bat. 3 hits today. You got 2 RBIs in that last inning. How great was it working for you today in Game 2?
I think it was just about having a good approach at the plate, spoiling good pitches and disadvantage counts, and just hitting the ball hard.
Hey, you guys got no hit in Game 1. You come back and put an 8 spot up on this squad in Game 2. How big is that, and how much does that tell you about the Firebirds?
That's huge. They threw 4 lefties at us today, so I feel like by the end we kind of, they were all around the same velo and had around the same 3 pitch mix stuff. So, it's just about adjusting, and we eventually got there.
I know you don't know much about this, but there was 3 home runs tonight. I know you're not much of an extra base hitter. You like to watch them. It was fun to watch, huh?
Yeah, no, 3 in the same inning. Rob, Shea, and who was the last one?
Rob Shea and Josh Zamora were fantastic.
That's right.
Josh Zamora is going to be on the broadcast in just a little bit. He was fantastic. The entire Firebirds crew in Game 2 were amazing. What can you tell me about them?
No, it's just an unbelievable transformation from Game 1 to Game 2, and I like our chances moving forward into the end of the season and the playoffs.
We're really looking forward to it. Congratulations to you. 3 hits, a phenomenal day, as always, unsurprisingly. But Max Triani, and you kicked off the start of the postgame show here on Bird's Eye View.
Thank you. Oh, I feel honored.
The birds are hot, huh?
The birds are so hot.
Hey, thanks so much, guys. We'll send it back to you. We got a whole fun time coming up on the Bird's Eye View postgame show here.
And thank you, Scotty, here alongside Josh Zamora on the Birds Broadcast Network on the Bird's Eye View post-game show. Josh, thanks for joining me here.
Yeah, of course. Thanks for having me.
Now, Scotty and Max were talking about kind of the difference between Game 1 and Game 2. Obviously, Jacob Polish was just fantastic on the mound for the Mariners, and you came in late in that ball game as well. Obviously, it's a doubleheader. It's not a quick turnaround. What's the mentality like trying to go in from Game 1 to Game 2? It's literally a quick reset.
Yeah, and just like it is any baseball game, you got to have a short-term memory. Always got to know that you're going to get more at-bats and more opportunities.
And you took part of those opportunities today. A couple big things going on. They talked about the home run parade that happened, and you got things going in that 6th-run third inning. You guys batted around a well-worked AB by Adam McCabe, then you come up to the dish, and you get back in the home run column. How'd that feel running around the bases?
And it felt amazing. And, that's all the game's about is piecing bats together with the team and coming out on top.
And then you even helped the Firebirds later, laid out a key sacrifice bunt. We always see you guys out here practicing bunting. Kelly Nicholson preaches it and preaches it and preaches it. And then you see it in game time, real time. It's a tough situation. Runners on first and second, nobody down. You know you have to get the bunt down, and I know sometimes you hear crap about sometimes. You go all the way down to a squat almost and get the bunt down. How nerve-wracking is it out there a little bit, knowing that you get a bunt down, or if you don't get the bunt down, how does it feel in the batter's box?
Yeah, it's not really nerve-wracking because back at school we practice bunting just about every day. My head coach, TJ Bruce, is amazing at that. Teaches bunting the right way, and always get it done.
Well, it's definitely, if I was in your situation, I don't know if I could get that bunt down for sure. I'm a lefty, so it's a totally different. But Josh, thanks for joining me on the Birds Broadcast Network. Good luck the rest of the way.
Thank you.
Again, that was Josh Zamora joining myself here on the Birds Broadcast Network. And now it looks like Scotty Gange. Scotty Gange is set here on the Birds Eye View postgame with Rob Emery. Scott.
Thomas, thank you, buddy. Appreciate it. Here with Rob Emery, one of the 3 Firebirds who hit the home run today, and you hit the longest home run. Let's take you back to that moment. The hit off the barrel, how great did that feel?
Oh, it felt great. Anytime you can get a ball into that gap, get the barrel to it, that's what I do. That's my approach, so it felt good to finally execute that.
Seems like in the past week, the offensive scheme for you has just changed dramatically. You've been all over the ball. Has there been any changes that you've done, or is that just how baseball is sometimes?
That's how baseball is sometimes, definitely. But you know, coming back from I had that little ankle thing, getting my timing back, and then just getting more comfortable in the box. You know, with my timing and you know, just picking the ball up really well. So.
I know you're a modest guy, so you won't tell us that you went up to New Hampshire the other day to get some batting work in, to improve your swing and all that, and it showed tonight. How much has your work in the past couple days helped you on the field?
I mean, I feel good. You know, yeah. So off day, just got some work in, and it's clicked for me. So just trying to stay with it.
Your home run today, it caused some controversy. You just told me that it was your former coach on the Harwich Mariners. How fun was that for you to get the home run off a guy that you used to play with?
I mean, I love playing against Harwich. You know, they do it right. You know, they're always a great team to play against. I love competing against those guys, and it's always a fun time. So I'm not going to say I enjoyed getting them worked up, but it felt nice to win one this summer against just to get one back from. I'm not going to say the officiating has been great or bad, but it felt nice to win one.
Yeah, it really was. It was a fantastic shot, and I know it was nice to round third and go home on that home run for you. The Firebirds, the no-hitter in Game 1 today, how big was it to get the 8-run spot, 3 home runs in Game 2 for the Firebirds?
Yeah, I mean, it felt great to give Schuster some run support. He made a couple bad pitches, but was sharp, you know, mostly throughout. But yeah, it was good to get some run support and get one back after we kind of you know, went dead there with that no-hitter. So.
Well, it said a lot about the Firebirds, said a lot about you today. Fantastic job today on the home run and behind the plate, too. Rob Emery, thank you so much for the time. Thomas, we'll send it back to you. We've got more of the Bird's Eye View post-game show coming up right after this.
And thank you, Scotty. Yes, it was a fun-filled evening for the Firebirds in Game 2. Again, Game 1, Firebirds, unfortunately, were defeated by the Harwich Mariners 2-0. Jacob Polish pitched a 7-inning no-hitter in that ball game. And then the Birds come back with a 6-run third inning after trailing 2-0. Again, it seems like that was the MO for most of these ball games against the Mariners this year. Fall behind early, come back with some big innings, and they did that here today against the Harwich Mariners. Just to take a quick look ahead here at the Orleans Firebirds. They will be back here tomorrow night against the Falmouth Commodores, the red-hot Falmouth Commodores. They have been on a tear, winning today. Back-to-back home games, a little home against the Commodores. Thursday at 7, Friday at 7 before the Firebirds will take the trek down Route 137 to Stony Brook Field for another doubleheader. And by the way, for those of you who have not heard, will be a doubleheader for the Firebirds. Next Tuesday, it'll be a 2 o'clock game in Harwich and then a 7 o'clock game home against Chatham. So that's the way that it has come out on the schedule. It's just an awful, awful summer for weather. If you're a weatherman this summer, it's going to be hard to predict the weather that's going on out here. And just to take a look at some of the other highlights, Eddie McCabe collecting 2 base knocks as well, 2 for 3 with 2 runs. Really, Ken Ilkeson praising with that AB that he had in that third inning. It really got things going, and it definitely was. And McCabe has put together some nice ABs over the last 3 or 4 games or so, since just before the All-Star break. Max Strani, who was the bird baller of the game, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs and a run. Those 2 RBIs, 2 out of 3 coming in that 6th inning. Big insurance runs for the Firebirds. Nick Garcia, again pitching, an inning and 3rd scoreless innings. Nicely done there. Jared Schuster, 4 strong on the hill for the Birds. Gave the Firebirds a start. I mean, you could shout everybody for something they did today. Herbie's collecting the base hit. Emmer with the home run. Dana Murray collecting the base hit as well. Again, these are the Firebirds that, if this middle part of the lineup and the latter part of this lineup can get things going, it's going to be tough for the Firebirds to beat. Again, if a guy like McCabe, Embry, Murray, even Zamora and Wickham starting to put things together here for the Firebirds in this lineup. And now Scotty Gange is joined alongside Shea Wickham. So we're going to send it behind the dish to Scotty Gange.
Thank you, Thomas, here with Shea Wickham. Another one of the Firebirds who hit a home run today. Let's start right there. Just, as you said, snuck over the fence at the 300 mark. How great was that? And what a sigh of relief it was for you when it went over the plate, huh?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, yeah, I saw it curving a little bit. I wasn't sure if it was deep enough, and it just snuck right in the corner. So.
Hey, something about you that I've noticed. You made your way around the 4 bases in under 9 seconds, it seemed like. You were burning. Why was that?
Well, it's actually a funny story, but back at UC San Diego, we had a guy who jogged around the bases, and our coach kind of got on him a little bit. So from then on, all our players, every time we hit a home run, we just sprint around the bases. So it just kind of stuck.
Really? So it's not like an adrenaline thing. Like that's something that the team does.
Yeah, it's something that the team does. It's kind of funny.
Yeah. Did it start as a joke, or is that kind of a respect thing, or a little both?
It started as a joke, but I mean, if you guys are noticing it, maybe I should slow it down. Do what Zamora did today.
And Zamora, he enjoyed his jog out there. I know you enjoyed it too, just a little faster. It was fun to watch for sure. But hey, the Firebirds, I mean, you and Zamora both hit a home run. Rob hit another one. 8 runs after you guys were no-hit in Game 1. What does that tell you about the Orleans squad?
Oh, I don't know. I don't want to say streaky, but
I say resilient.
I say that too. So yeah, we'll see. Game 1 was a little tough. I don't know what was going on, but we seemed to figure out the kinks around Game 2, and that hasn't been like us. We were kind of a little bit out of character. So I think resilient is the right word.
And of course, sometimes you just got to tip your cap to a guy like Polish, who was totally, on his game in Game 1 today. But, just like you said with UCSD, you have a lot of fun playing baseball with those guys. I can see it from outside the yard that you have a lot of fun playing with all these guys in the infield, when you're in the dugout and all that. How much fun are you having this summer?
I'm having a blast. I love it. All the guys are awesome, and couldn't have wished for a better squad.
Congratulations to you today, a big-time home run, big-time win for the Firebirds off the bat of this guy. Thank you so much. We're going to send it back to Thomas, and then we're going to close out the Bird's Eye View postgame show.
Thank you, Scotty. Again, that was Scotty Gange alongside Shea Wickham. Hit one of the home runs tonight for the Firebirds. One of the 3 part of that 6-run third inning. As the Firebirds will take a look at the standings here tonight. Chatham topping YD. Chatham moving to 44 points on the season. Again, they defeated YD 5-0. They're now 21-12-2 with 44 points. They lead the East and the Cape League. However, Falmouth leads the West with 41 points, 20-12-1. A 2-big game set coming up for the Firebirds. They began back-to-back home games against the Commodores. They lead the West. And the Firebirds move now to 18-13-3 with 39 points. And again, they split the doubleheader here tonight against the Harwich Manors. Whitecaps pick up a victory. They're 15-19-1 with 31 points. So our side reporter Scotty Gange is once again set with Tyler Henry, the broadcaster for the Harwich Manors.